competition is heating up and we have pitchers, hitters, and prospects that you need right now to win your leagues. Let's talk about it. Now, before we jump into the pitchers, let me just ask you really quick to please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Over 90% of our viewers are not subscribed to the show. I understand the algorithm is feeding you the show and it works out perfectly, but it means even more to us if you can go ahead, slap that subscribe button, like this video, and of course, share it with a friend. Also, if you are subscribed, thank you more than anything. It means the world to me right now. We are growing this channel. We are providing more and more content, but to do that, we need your subscription. We need your support. So thank you. Also, I'm wearing a backwards hat today. Yes, I wear one almost every episode. I'm only bringing that up because I had a comment here that said backward cap looks demented, hard to take you seriously. I am sorry, user DI9CP2EZ1L with no picture, but the backwards cap is staying. I appreciate you for watching though, and I appreciate you commenting. Hey, good feedback, positive feedback. We take it all here. Much love to you, sir, or woman, whoever you are. Much love to you. Let's go ahead. We got some pitchers that we need to talk about that are going to help you win your league. Let's get to it right now. Kodai Senga. Yes, we had a Mets player on here last week. Now I have the honor as a Mets fan to mention more Mets this week. I'm not being a homer, I promise. Senga is scheduled to return on Friday. Depending on when you see this, he either is about to play or has already played. Obviously, if he's already played, he's crushed it. So shout out to him. In many leagues, a team owner may have sat on Senga, so your league mates may not have left him for you. But if he is available in free agency, it's time to scoop him up. Finish the season strong with the Mets' best pitcher. The second pitcher on our list today is Tobias Myers. He's not an ace by any means, but you know me, I'm always digging through the bargain bin. I'm looking for the quality starts out of pitchers, and Myers will do just that. He's inconsistent when it comes to keeping the runs down in games. However, he does have the Marlins coming up, so I'm comfortable giving him the start here. He's had 5 or more strikeouts each game over the last 4. He's somewhat at a reliable pace currently, so we just have to cross our fingers that he gets the W versus the Marlins. Waka waka waka. If you get that reference, put it in the comments for me. I know everybody won't get it, but if you do get it, drop it in the comments. I want to see who I'm connecting with here. Michael Wacha in June and July has been really good. Honestly, he's been pretty damn good. Only one game he gave up more than 1 run, and besides that particular game, he's also had 5 or more strikeouts each of those games. Wacha's had enough games at this point where he keeps the hits low and the strikeouts solid enough to be on your team in your starting lineup, especially if you need some streaming help. Now, 2 quick honorable mention pitchers for stashes. Clayton, Kershaw, obviously not much to say here. He's been consistently good for so long. He is returning soon. No, he's not what he once was, but he's good enough. And also Ortiz, innings have gone up some. He's not giving up a ton of runs, minus that game versus the Rays in June. He's not striking out a ton either, but he's worth a plug and play if you need him. Let's not waste any time and jump over to the hitters. Now, our first hitter on the list has to be Butler. He's crushing it right now. In the last 7 days, he's had 12 hits, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 6 runs as of this recording. Those stats put him in the top 10 of last week in terms of production, and that cannot be ignored at this point. Sure, his average isn't great, but he's on fire right now, and we don't ignore fires, folks. He probably won't be available much longer in your league, so snatch him up off waivers before it's too late. On to our next player, Jeff McNeil. That's right. Another Met has made the show. I'm going to show you this tweet from Anthony DeComo he made about McNeil this season. As you can see here, first 88 games, 216 average and 5 home runs. Last 5 games, 400 average, 4 home runs. In other words, McNeil is crushing it right now, and no doubt he should be rostered in more leagues than he is currently. The Mets are playing great, and McNeil is a big part of that, even producing big time in this current series versus the Yankees. Get McNeil off of waivers. He has multiple position eligibility and should be in your lineups. Next hitter on the list is Max Schuemann. This has never happened on this show before. Not only did I recommend 2 Mets already, but now I'm recommending a second A's waiver wire pickup. This is insane. This is unheard of, but it's happening here today on Rival Fantasy. I tried to be patient suggesting these particular pickups, but at this point, you can't afford to wait anymore on players like Lawrence and Max. Even when their team is performing badly overall and they're losing games, these 2 are contributing. They are putting up hits, runs, RBIs. Lock in Max off the waiver wire. Now, of course, you know I have some honorable mention hitters for you. We'll start with Neto. Good player, bad offense. He strikes out more than you want him to. He does steal bases, though, at a decent clip. So he's been hitting well. He's worth stashing. And then we have Juan Yepez. He continues to hit well and be a bright spot on a Nationals team, even through their struggles. So get him in your lineups. It's time for our weekly episode side mission. Personally, my favorite part of the show. Now, last week, I asked you guys to send me some sleepers. I'm going to run through these in the comments in no particular order. The first one from Gerard. I don't want to mess up the rest of your name. Maybe not a sleeper anymore, but keep your eye on Alec Burleson of the Cardinals. Multiple position guy with power and good overall bat. We got Anthony Voigt, I want to say, Anthony Ovid, maybe. Sleepers, hitter Luis Garcia from the Nationals, Ben Joyce or Hans Kraus take over as Angels closer. I take Mayo in the prospect question as well. I appreciate him answering both questions. Look at him. We got Justin Casper saying Jose Quintana. As a Met fan, you know I ain't mad at that at all. We have Stephen Kelly. Do not, and I repeat, do not sleep on Jake Berger. Man is gonna eat. We had some other questions. Of course, we answered those. Oh, and of course, Gunny Keith. You'll have Reese Hines on here next week, power and speed guy. I actually didn't put him on the show just because I knew Reese shouted him out here and I wanted to mention him either way. So Reese Hines, definitely worth mentioning here. Some of my favorites from the comments last week, guys. Remember, when you drop comments, they do not go ignored. Everyone goes responded to. And if you answer questions for the show, you will be featured here on the show. This week, I want you to drop in the comments one underrated hitter and pitcher who you don't believe gets enough love and that you want to show them some love today. I will share again your comments on the screen next week. Thank you guys for participating in our weekly side mission. Let's go ahead and get to the prospects. Now, I have two prospects for you like I do every week. This week, I have a pitcher and a hitter. River Ryan is an interesting prospect to keep your eyes on. Stash him if you have the space. See how his run goes in the majors. Now, we don't know how long the Dodgers are going to keep Rivers up in the majors, so that's kind of the most difficult variable at play here. I think he's going to play decent otherwise. So he played decently in his debut. Enough to not ignore him in fantasy, in my opinion, make him pick up worthy. We just have to be realistic about how this is going to play out for his run in the majors. And our hidden prospect on the list is Davison de los Santos. He's absolutely crushing it in the minors, leading us to ask how much longer before the Diamondbacks can ignore bringing him up into the majors, having him contribute at the highest level. This isn't a player in the minors who is flashing one skill or the other. De los Santos is doing everything, including smacking homers. And you know, we love power. Major League Baseball loves power. And so it's only a matter of time. The Diamondbacks brought him up in May from AA to AAA. And now it sure as hell feels like it's time for another jump, this time straight into the majors for this 21-year-old. This type of prospect really does have the upside to lead your team to a championship in fantasy. So it's time to get him stashed right now. Which prospect out of Ryan or De Los Santos do you trust more right now in this moment? If you have to pick up one today, I don't care about your needs, whether you need a pitcher more or a hitter more, but just which one do you trust rest of season more? Drop that in the comments. Again, I will interact with you there. You may be featured on the show if you drop a comment, so don't forget to do that. If you got to this point in the episode, I love and appreciate you more than you know. If you aren't subscribed already, then lock in with us. Hit that subscribe button. Again, over 90% of our viewers are not subscribed to the show. If you are subscribed, go ahead, hit that like button, share it with a friend. Thank you for joining me as always. And before you go catch another one of our episodes, I enjoy continuing our discussion in the comments. If you have questions, if you have feedback, like you don't like the fact that I wear a backwards hat because you can't trust my input after that, whatever it may be, drop us a line. I will respond every single time. Thank you again. Good luck this week in fantasy, and I am out. Peace.